like you said, like, I mean, you felt set up. And like when you said PR people, like what? Like the Bravo PR people, like when all this was happening, no one would return your calls,
Yeah.
or like go and do press on your own and just figure it out?
Well, what I'm seeing right now in the world and what these Bravo celebrities are doing and the kind of backing or support that they have is something that, do you think that we seriously got that? Do you think that we were given even a millisecond of a chance like these housewives are getting that are actually like disgusting and doing horrible things?
I would take it by the tone of your voice. The answer would be no.
No, we weren't. I mean, you would feel that because you would see like us trying to like, be out there and things were canceled on us rather than them saying, you know what, go to these functions, speak on your, defend yourselves, like speak. If anything, we were canceled from it. So we were silenced. It's like we weren't even able to go anymore. We were canceled from even Watch What Happens Live. Um,
Really?
and
Why?
Kim actually took my spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so slow down. So you were supposed to go to Watch What Happens, like you or all the
Yeah, it was
princesses.
me. No, it was me, Ashley, and Chanel. And we were picked to be on Watch What Happens Live first. And it was the biggest moment in my life. I couldn't wait to be on it. And then literally like the night before, or it wasn't even like a big, we didn't have a lot of time. We were just canceled like right before. And then Kim D ended up going on because I'm like, who's gonna fill in such short notice? And then Kim D did. So yes, I think that if we weren't canceled from so many things, we would have had an opportunity to stick up for ourselves.
And what happens? You just like open your email and it says like, "Dear Amanda, we
No, just
please do not show up tomorrow night at Watch What Happens."
the PR girl would call and say, you guys are no longer going to Watch What Happens Live. I'm so sorry, but with everything going on, it's better if you guys don't go. So, and that happens a lot. It like we had a lot of things that were set up and a lot of things got canceled. So we were just silenced and we weren't even able to speak about anything that was happening.
And by a lot of things going on, this PR girl meant what? Like the press, all the negative press?
All the negative press, yeah. She didn't want us to even go on these like we had things that were scheduled and they were just being canceled because I guess they didn't want us to speak about it. But if anything, speaking about it would have at least given people insight into what was really going on or hearing from us or something. And we were just like silenced. And I feel like, I mean, if you would ask anyone that's like a huge Princess Long Island fan, they felt that because they knew that all of a sudden we were gone, like we never appeared again. So we aren't even played like during the COVID like quarantine, like, and all these marathons were played like from back in the day, and still to this day we're silenced, and it's really strange because there's a lot worse that these housewives are doing. They're beating each other up. They're supporting horrible things in America. And they're still on TV and they're not being silenced. They're actually giving the platforms to like speak more on their behalf. So
Right. And you had, so besides Watch What Happens, you had other like Fox 5 or whatever the other things, press, and it just all
yeah,
got
we had a lot
canceled.
of events also and parties that we were doing and hosting and going to, and we were just canceled from that. And also, yeah, different press junkets. And it just, when you think about it now, feels really unfair because we were just left with these titles about us, so to speak, and we weren't able to even defend it or speak upon it.
What do you think? Because you mentioned twice about these housewives that are acting inappropriately. Like, what are some examples?
I mean, when you're like, first of all, when you're watching all these shows that are dealing with the coronavirus, like you're watching right now, like let's say Real Housewives of Atlanta. So they're like talking about the mask, like, oh, we got the COVID test, so we don't have to wear these masks, right? I mean, can you imagine if me and the other girls were acting like that? They'd be like, these dumb, spoiled Japs are spreading the COVID everywhere. And like with the Housewives of Atlanta, I feel like everyone's just like, ah, they didn't know yet. And like, I don't know, like no one's like giving them heat as if as we were given heat. Like I feel like everything we did was so magnified. And then it's like disgusting like what people are supporting and uh you know, people like housewives are actually like getting into physical altercations, like, and they're still invited to the reunions and they're still invited on Watch What Happens Live and they're still able to, you know, speak their piece, even like the after show or on bravo.com or something. You know, they're given all these platforms to still speak, like Monique and um and Kelly from Real Houses of Orange County. Like you know, everyone's able to defend themselves, and even like the Jackson Britneys of the world. Like, are you joking me? They're disgusting. And you know, Stassi, when she gave her statement and actually like spoke on, I think it was a Tamron Hall show,
Tamron Hall, yeah.
I felt her like humiliation and her actual like I felt her saying sorry as real. I was watching because I'm watching her and I'm seeing her face and I'm seeing her mannerisms and I'm feeling for her. I took her apology sincere. I really did. And you could tell. For me, I mean, other people might have a, you know, a different outlook, but for me, seeing her you know, speak on it and being emotional and stuff, like it looked real to me, and I felt like that helped her, you know, in defending herself and her reputation.
Did you have flashbacks when Stassi was on Tamron Hall, like giving her apology of like, this is kind of what we
Yeah,
went through?
yeah, and I was like thinking, I wish it was handled differently.
What were your like, did your parents like, what did they say at this time? You know, when it was all over, like, this cast gives Jews a bad name. That's pretty much what it boiled down to. That was in print in many publications. You know, and to say like also not just spoiled and Jewish, but like, you know, you were a bunch of girls like looking for husbands.
Yeah.
That
Well,
implies like that's a stereotypical, you know, that sets the women's movement back. All of this stuff was in print
right, to rely
everywhere.
on a man. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Well, for myself, and my parents, they knew that I was different from that. They knew that also, you know, with my religion, I've been um my whole life I've been celebrating, like I said, like, you know, the Catholic religion and the Jewish religion. And also I've worked my whole life. So my parents just kept like reiterating that to me. Like, Amanda, don't let these people don't even know you. They wish they had what you had. That was like a big thing they would say. They wish they had what you had. They just, these great neck girls just want to be on this show like you. Like they're just jealous they didn't get picked. And that's kind of like what my parents were saying. But for me, I was feeling like, wow, this is going to be larger than what it is. And the fact that I'm still having to talk about it and defend myself shows that it really is, and it really wasn't handled how it should have been. I wish I had more opportunity to speak and defend myself. If anything, we were told to just be quiet. So
Who
I wish
told you to be quiet?
uh, you know, bravo. And yeah, bravo.
Just in that, what? Anything you say is just going to add fuel to the fire.